It's nice to finally meet you, man. I've had my eye on you for years. I know all about you. Your serum, Whistler, everything. Look at them. They're cattle. Pieces of meat. What difference does it make how their world ends? I'm offering you a truce. I want you with us.
What do you think, I'm stupid? Ore dane prota uchano. Says nu praga o prota. Umpanua.
Hey guys, what's happening? Niyat here with Film Comics Explained, and today we'll be taking a look at Deacon Frost, who was a powerful vampire featured in the first Blade film starring Wesley Snipes and Stephen Dorff. Serving as the film's antagonist, the primary goal of Deacon Frost was to bring glory and dominance to the vampire race by using Blade's blood in a special ritual to revive the vampiric blood god known as La Magra. Now, La Magra was essentially an immensely powerful and ancient blood god, who was the patron deity of vampires and was an important figure in vampire lore as he was responsible for creating Drake, the first vampire. Believing that the world belonged to the hominis nocturna and not the humans, whom he perceived to be nothing more than food, Frost led a renegade faction of vampires on a mission to revive La Magra by also controlling the Shadow Council, a committee comprised of elder pure blood vampires whom he believed were obsolete and weak. In the comics developed by Marvel, Deacon first appeared in the 13th issue of The Tomb of Dracula in 1973. Originally a human scientist looking for the key to immortality, Frost had begun his early career doing unforgivable experiments on people. For one of these, he'd kidnapped a young woman named Ilsa, with plans on injecting her with the blood of a recently killed vampire with which he had tampered with. Luckily for the girl, her fiancé was able to break into the lab, and during the resulting scuffle between the two men, Frost was inadvertently injected with the vampire blood himself. Although Frost did turn into a vampire, due to the unusual methods involved in the process, he was endowed with a unique characteristic. Anyone he turned into a vampire would strangely generate a doppelganger, allowing him to create an infinite number of these that were under his mental control. As a result of his vampirism, Deacon Frost was also able to possess all of the other various superhuman attributes associated with the hominis nocturna, including superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, enhanced senses, regenerative healing, shapeshifting, hypnotism, and mind control. He also possessed the same typical vulnerabilities that can be found amongst the rest of his kind, including a sensitivity to silver, religious iconography, sunlight, the need to feast on a regular basis, and a weakness to wooden stakes to the heart. What I loved most about Deacon Frost was that he had created Blade himself. Now, Eric Brooks, who would later be known as Blade, was born in 1929 to Vanessa Brooks and his father Lucas Cross, who was a member of the secret society of the Order of Tyrana, a group dealing with matters of the occult and more specifically, vampires. After his father had been imprisoned in Latveria, Vanessa, who had been pregnant with Eric at the time, began experiencing labor complications, forcing her to seek out assistance from a doctor. Unfortunately for the family, the doctor that appeared was none other than Deacon Frost, who began feasting on her as she gave birth, passing on a series of enzymes that altered the baby, transforming Eric into the ass-kicking, half-man, half-vampire daywalker known as Blade. Although there is no mention of Blade's father in the film, we do see glimpses of his mother giving birth to him after being bitten by a vampire, though it's not clear until later in the film that it was Frost who bit Vanessa and turned her into a vampire. Spending the majority of the film going through vampire archives, Frost stumbled upon the prophecy of La Magra, and after exterminating a pure-blood vampire elder, he had managed to bully the remaining 12 members of the council into volunteering to be a part of his La Magra project. Breaking into Blade's home and viciously attacking his surrogate father and mentor, Whistler, who was also bitten, Frost intentionally sent Blade on a vendetta. Blindsided by the sudden appearance of his mother, Blade was taken hostage by Frost and drained of most of his blood. After the 12 members of the council were executed, Frost absorbed their souls and was able to use the extracted blood to turn him into a vessel for La Magra, the blood god. In this form, Frost possessed an advanced form of regenerative healing, allowing him to almost instantaneously regrow limbs and even his head. He also had an advanced resilience to damage, vampiric transformation, and vampiric empowerment, which significantly increased his strength, granting him a near invincible status. Fortunately for Blade, La Magra drew its powers from the manipulation of blood, and as a result, the vessel was vulnerable to EDTA, which led to the eventual destruction of Frost at the hands of Blade. Now of course, this doesn't mean that La Magra is dead, just the vessel through which the blood god was able to resurface. with the reacquisition of Blade by Marvel in 2011, who had sold the character off to New Line Cinema in the 90s, I'm curious to see whether Lamagra will be making a reappearance at the hinted relaunch of the series. Wesley Snipes has also stated he's interested in reprising his role as the Daywalker, which has me pretty excited about the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
For the first half of the movie, he's actually not, it's clear what he wants to do, but he's doing his clubs, he has all these ideas, you know, he's in preparation for his plan that he doesn't really, nobody really knows, and it gets revealed later in the film, but he's basically a vampire that has a lot of, I think, ambition and wants to definitely see out his plan, and anything that gets in the way, he'll try to dispose of them.
If you haven't seen the film, I've left a link to where you can purchase it below. Well, that's all for today, folks. Thanks to all of you guys who requested we take a look at Deacon Frost from Blade. If there's any other stuff you'd like me to check out, please don't hesitate to ask. As always, it's been a pleasure. Niyat here with Film Comics Explained. Thanks for stopping by.